I'm beast, beer. I'm beast, beer. I'm beast, beer. I'm beast.
Right, hello and welcome
Jesus.
to episode 3 of the Beer and Beans podcast. I'm speaking like John, he's living in me in spirit. John is not here.
No,
Let's
sadly.
not beat around the bush. This is the second time I was trying
Well, yeah,
this.
we may have recorded this once and it didn't work.
Lost about 10 minutes probably. John is not here. He's not very well. He can't talk for very long.
Yeah, we've got a replacement seal for the gift of the week.
Yeah.
Sad seal.
Pretty
Sad
solid
seal.
replacement, if you ask me.
Yeah,
It's not a
interchangeable,
frog, though.
really.
yeah,
It's not a frog,
literally.
it's not interchangeable. If it was an amphibian, it would be interchangeable.
Contributes about the
we
same,
should have
though.
gone for a frog gift.
We're sorry, John. Next time there'll be a frog.
When John's back, we'll do a happy frog gif.
Happy frog, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be really
Yeah,
good.
that'll be nice.
that'll be nice.
But yeah,
He'll
he'll
be
be back
happy
next
with
week
that.
the
in,
thing
in
is,
full health.
even after we finish this,
Hopefully.
he will watch the rest of it. The 10-hour version, he'll watch the rest.
Yeah,
We'll
he'll
be
watch
like
the
an
9
hour
hours
through,
of this.
and
Oh,
he'll
we
be
see him
like-
the next day. We've gone to sleep and we come in and he's just chilling.
He's like, boys, I've only got 5 minutes left.
He's like,
I'm
"Mate,
fucking
let me
knackered, but
two
I've done
minutes
it."
late for our lecture. And he's like, 5 minutes, boys. That's all I'm asking for.
I'm tearing up, man. I'm so sad that I'm going to finish this.
Oh my god.
Then he goes home and watches again, which
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
Yeah, I really don't understand.
But,
Yeah.
John's a weird guy.
But he'll be back next week, as
yeah,
normal. Back to normal, hopefully, anyway.
Hopefully back
yeah,
to normal.
Should be.
He hasn't got the coronavirus before
No,
anyone
no one's
says
got the
anything.
coronavirus.
No, we're all
No
good.
one's got the coronavirus. Just normal virus. Just, good old venereal diseases.
Good old chlamydia.
Just the classic, really.
The clap. The classic clap.
Clapsic.
The clapsic.
Clapsic.
The classic. Classic burger.
Last week, you may have seen, if you could be asked to watch an hour of us.
Well, 3 of you would have seen.
Yeah. Cheers, Dad.
Cheers, Dad.
Appreciate it, mate.
Our audio was a bit sloppy in terms of it wasn't in sync to the video by the end.
Believe me, I almost had a mental breakdown about
He
it.
did. He was almost in tears, man.
I was.
You had quite a rough week though, didn't you? You did a lot last week, and then by the
yeah,
time
just
you were going
general.
home at the end of the week, you were like, I
shagged.
need to fucking go home and
I didn't
sleep. Yeah.
I can tell you're much happier that's coming back. after
Yeah,
having a
yeah,
break
yeah.
From absolutely everything.
Oh, we have had a beer before we started this podcast.
One beer is all we need.
Yeah, one beer.
No beans.
We're all
No
fucking
beans,
lightweights.
unfortunately, but
No
we'll get
beans,
to that.
sadly.
We will get to that. Don't worry.
We were chatting the other day about if we reach a year of doing these, so the 53rd episode it will be, won't it?
Dad, if you watch all of them,
Yeah, if you watch
we'll
every
do
single
one in
one.
a pub.
Yeah, we're thinking about. I work in a pub, and my manager's going to see this as well. So no, don't say. Oh, mate. Yeah. So
Bleep it out.
well,
Yeah,
that's fine. You can use
we'll
his
do
name.
Manager of blank.
Yeah. But if you're watching this, I'm going to ask to use our pub for a bit. We're going to do an episode in the pub, aren't we, for a year? Hopefully.
If not, there are
Maybe
other pubs
maybe
that
only
we can
half
go
an hour
to.
instead of an hour.
Yeah.
But we'll all sit around and hopefully have a can of beans, have a beer.
What each?
Yeah, cold beans,
Nice cold beans.
beer.
Nah,
Nice warm beer.
What you want to do is you want to get the tin opener, open the can, slam it in the microwave, in the can,
And the
turn
can.
the microwave on.
Best flavour.
It makes it taste so good.
Yeah, and then add
No,
the
if
beer
you're-
into the can.
If you're under 18, please don't do that. I will not
If
be
you're
held
over
liable.
18,
I'm gonna
fucking
put
go
this-
for it, apparently.
If you're over 18,
Yeah.
you should fucking know better.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I was melting some chocolate once and I left the fork in the bowl. And
Did you actually?
And it started like hitting
That's
the edge and
crazy.
it started sparking and like I think 8-year-old me was like, oh, what's going on with that? What is that doing
2
that?
seconds later, the fucking glasses
No, I
exploded.
stopped it and then I pulled it out. Actually did it a few weeks ago. Me and my missus, we were baking and we got some butter. We need to soften it a little bit. So I just put it in the microwave
Was it
for a
in
little
foil?
bit. It wasn't in foil, it was in paper, but it obviously had some sort of metal in
Some
there.
sort of metal in
Saying
there.
that,
And
the
it
times that I've
started
ever done
sparking
it,
and she screamed and I was like, it's fine.
Just turn it
the
off.
times that I've ever done it
8-year-old
is
me's
like
done this.
like-
Don't worry.
a next day like curry or something that you've ordered, and the naans come in that like paper, but it is like
Oh yeah,
that, and I was
yeah.
just like, oh, chuck them in, it'll be fine. I was like, oh, had to cut all the edges off because it was singed. And
Yeah.
just tasted
Oh
like
no.
Oh my goodness.
tasted
That is
like
bad.
just burnt and like
But yeah, so
the smell of circuit boards.
the
and
audio
plastic
broke
somehow.
because of the camera that we had I'll let Jordan explain it. He understands it fully at this point.
Skip ahead if you don't give a shit.
if you don't
About
care
2
about
minutes.
technical information,
Skip a
then
minute if you're not bothered.
here we go.
Basically, we recorded the audio at 48 kilohertz, which is essentially frames per second for audio if you don't understand this crap. Putting it very simply, the camera was recording at 25 frames per second, and the way that the camera in the chosen video format that we used works, that we didn't know at the time, was so it's 25 frames per second, it doubles that and records at 50 kilohertz, so by the time that it's by the end of the video, it was about 3/4 of a second out of time-ish, something like that. About it, basically, put simply, it was like that. We didn't know, so hopefully this time will be better.
Yeah, we fucking shagged it.
If it's the same problem again,
It's
we're
not
sorry.
good.
But I mean, it's okay because the content was still there.
It's okay
Yeah.
because no one's
Yeah.
watching it.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
Apart from my dad.
apart from the first episode where I'd just like to make, we got over 100 views currently.
Way!
Cheers,
And we have-
guys.
Yeah, I
Have
actually
no
kind of appreciate that.
idea how
we
that's
expected
happened.
about 10. So
We've
Yeah.
only
Thank
we've
you.
only got 4 dads between us, and we got 100 dads watching.
So-
Come on.
Fucking brilliant.
it's only aimed at middle-aged men.
Yeah, yeah.
Podcast.
On a serious note, though, it's kind of crazy, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
mad.
never thought of it that it would
Oh, That's
happen.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'm really over the moon about that. I thought this is, this is the kind of thing that gets 10 views and then we'll lose motivation because it's like,
Oh, no.
No, this is the third one. We've actually kept up with it
yeah.
somehow.
Yeah. it's
I
still-
mean, we'll see
still
when we
going.
get to 10 or something like that. but,
If we
yeah.
get to 10.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure we will.
Nah,
I'm sure we
absolutely
will.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's good fun to do. It's good fun to do.
Fun to do, even if no one's watching it, we'll still do something, I think.
Yeah,
Right, just for
exactly.
Fun.
So we've got some topics again, as we always do. This week's probably going to be even less organised because we've got one person left to keep us in check.
John's the glue that holds the rest of the
Yeah,
shit
it's gonna be-
together.
It's going to be shocking, to be
Froggy
honest.
glue.
The frog-based glue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't kill frogs for glue. That's not fun.
No, I mean in design, it just looks like frogs.
Oh, okay.
not made of
I was
frogs,
gonna
that
say,
was
don't
fucking
make
horrible.
it out of frogs. 'Cause
No.
no.
Just frog colour.
Oh, you remember
That's not fair, man.
the other day Jordan turned around and
Oh,
said,
no, what I said.
it was about the green clay. Because he wants to
Oh,
make
yeah.
John a frog,
Yeah.
but so it turns out.
Do you want to put it into context?
So well,
Like-
I can't really remember the context.
We
Well,
were
the
just-
context was I just wanted to say what you're actually going to talk about. We're talking about Minecraft. We've already
Oh yeah,
started
we've started a
server for
Minecraft server.
just for fun.
It's actually quite good. I've played ridiculous hours on it. I
Yeah,
don't think I've had a
just
decent
all
night's
of
sleep in
our
about a
mates.
week.
I've got a small house.
Yeah, I've got a better house.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
But so Jordan turned around and said in one of our
Why
acoustic
did you
lectures.
didn't turn around.
Well, we were chatting about
Facing you.
something. We were chatting about
We were having
something.
a conversation with our backs facing each other.
But and then Jordan was like, "Oh, I've been keeping some green clay aside. I'm like outside my house or something like that, so that I can build John a frog." And we were all like,
yeah,
"In
it was
real
like-
life?
So I could build John a frog and leave it outside of his house. It was
Oh
like,
yeah."
You're gonna walk up the road and just.
Post it.
But you have to put it outside his door.
It's like,
And then
no,
he
I meant
said
in
like,
the
no,
game.
in Minecraft. We're
We
like,
lost it.
"Oh,
That makes so
right."
much more
Does it go on
sense.
that much? I thought it'd be nice for him to come down and be like, "Oh, there's a nice froggy boy."
That
Right.
would be cute.
I'll make one. I'll make one out of plasticine if he wants one.
3D printed
That
frog.
Sounds like a trip up to the entertainer.
There's a
Could 3D print a frog.
There's a bloke in my pub who always comes in, and he got up for 3. He's a bit of a nerd. He's not a lovely bloke, very ginger. But he got.
You say that like it's a
But
bad
there's nothing
thing?
wrong with being ginger.
Then why did you have to mention it?
It's not. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Anyway, yeah, and he's just got a 3D printer, and he's printing me off a wooden frog, which is quite nice.
It's not
Oh,
a real
wood.
frog though, is it?
Oh no, it's alive. Yeah,
Oh damn, son.
yeah, it's
That's pretty
impressive.
impressive.
That's how
Yeah.
they get born.
God, technology's
Yeah,
come a
yeah.
long way since I last looked at 3D printing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but because his contract ends soon, so he won't be coming in anymore. He's an everyday regular, so he's printing me a wooden
Mhm.
frog out, which is quite cute. I think I
Is
might
it
give it to
actually
John.
made
though.
out of wood?
Um,
Can you
I don't really
3D print
know,
wood?
Would
but
it be like
it's-
a wooden veneer or something?
it is
over
like it's
or-
like a wooden coating on plastic. It's obviously still plastic,
Cool.
but it's a wood. It feels and looks like woody, but in
It'd
a
be very difficult to 3D print like wood.
actual wood.
Tree.
Yeah, but it's got the texture of it. From what I know.
Come back.
Oh, is the screen gone again?
Oh,
Oh,
you need
it's
to
the
set
issue
up
of
your
last week.
wallpaper
Oh, there
thing,
we go.
mate.
No, it's all good. It's
We're
all
back.
good.
You need
We
to
should be
set
all
it up
good.
so it doesn't go off, mate.
Ooh, it's still black.
It's on its way. Give it time.
It's on its way.
Ruined.
there we
There
go.
it is.
So, what's the first main topic of today?
One of our modules.
Oh, yeah. We've had a long day, haven't we? We've
Really
been
long
here
day.
since like 8:30 this morning, and it's currently 7:30 at night.
Yeah,
7:20, Sam. Get
Oh,
it
so
right.
sorry.
Mm.
this guy.
But yeah,
No,
so
can't
we
believe
had a session today where we had a band from the first year who had written a song, and we had to record them.
Sounds simple.
Sounds very
It's
simple.
not.
Wasn't simple.
It should have been, really.
Yeah, it's a
It should
well-made
because it's
module.
relatively bread and butter kind of thing to do.
There was a lot of miscommunication that made it hard.
Yeah,
a lot of miscommunication.
Not just on our part, not just on theirs, on other like factors.
yeah,
as well,
yeah.
But
In the fact that like the leader of our module is a different leader to their module now, and the leader of our module was sort of saying that they haven't been pushed as hard as they wanted to be, as they should have been in the first year to do the work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea of the module is for the first years, they, in the first semester, they write a song and create a demo recording. We then get the demo recording in time to a click track, so that we can use it as a basis for our recording of them. But
that is correct.
we didn't get that.
No, we didn't get anything.
No.
Well, we got something last night.
So we started
About-
recording at 9 a.m. this morning. Got to get the gear at 8:30, and we at
received
8:30
a-
last night pretty much.
We received a demo track
Yeah.
at 8:30 last night, which was just a single track of guitar, but it was not in time to the click, and the guitar was not in tune either.
Yeah.
So
So
we had to re-record it last night.
yeah, we were in the middle of doing some singing for you, weren't we? We were
Yeah, for one
recording,
of my
doing some of your
projects.
beautiful vocals, and then we obviously let you know, and
I just came down.
you
'cause
came
I
down.
wanted to hear how bad it could
yeah,
have been done,
and so we had to sit there
Were you
like me with
surprised?
the guitar. And we had to like
disappointed.
we had to work out chord from chord and like literally count from 1 to 32 for bars to work out like the actual lengths of things because they were just not in time.
Hey Matt. One.
Oh yeah.
These two bastards
Two.
were literally doing this at quite a volume and quite a pace
We're out of sync. It's not working.
right next to
Oh.
me
Need a
while I was
click
playing
track.
guitar, like
We need-
recording
yeah,
guitar.
we need a click track.
It's because of the click track.
It was
Nah,
wasn't
it's
the
good
easiest
fun.
thing
You
to
got
do.
to make light of a bad situation.
It
haven't
was
you?
good fun. It was very funny. But it shouldn't have happened that way.
You know,
That's
it
the
should-
bottom
It
line.
shouldn't have. And today recording went really well. I
Yeah,
feel like
surprisingly.
we did carry them a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we always knew like as being second years and their first years, we're always going to do more work than them. Like at the end of the day, all they had to do was turn up and play.
He turned up 2 hours late.
Yeah, one of them turned up 4 hours late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got all of it done in the day, in the 8 hours that we were allotted. That's the important part.
It's sort of it's a good sort of lesson because it's like you will meet people in life and just in general who aren't organised and
Well, it
aren't
was a more
gonna
real
put in the effort that
situation.
you want
Yeah,
to put
well,
in.
I said to everyone in our group. There's 5 of us that were in the second year in this group, and I said like it's going to be the worst recording we're ever going to have to do, and we're just lucky that we had 5 people around who were all like chill and get along to do it with. I couldn't imagine doing that alone.
No,
really?
alone
Not-
would have been
It-
horrible.
It wouldn't have been worth it. With
No.
5 people, like you can get on with other things whilst a couple of you are fixing certain issues. You know, you can
Yeah.
bypass things quite
Well,
easily.
had to record some things like in the control room and some things like need a live room.
Yeah.
So as and when we were switching, kind of switch back and forth, we just got on with each thing.
Yeah, packing down
So
microphones.
while we
setting
were
up the next
packing down
setup, yeah.
drums stuff in the other room, they were recording bass in the other room, just straight,
Yeah.
plug straight in. Then set up stuff for vocals. When vocals done, went back in the room, did MIDI stuff with piano and things. Like, went fairly efficient. I think.
We were
It was
very
alright,
efficient
yeah.
today. It's the fastest I've ever recorded a full song to that quality, anyway.
It was.
Does
It
sound
came
pretty
out
good.
pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
For what for?
I think
no
the
mixing.
day went sort of as I expected. There with the singer of the group. I mean, he's a very good singer, very
He is
very,
a very
good singer.
singer.
Sort of a
Was very
Sam
good
Smith
singer.
style, I'd class him as.
That kind of
Um,
thing.
Yeah.
But he, we spent the maybe half the day on those vocals, 12:30 till about 3 o'clock, something like that.
But it shows.
Yeah.
Oh, and it shows by a mile.
It does show. I mean, but it, like compare it to everything else where we did drums in like 45
Drums
minutes.
was done in 45 minutes. Pack that down. The bass was done within what 15, 20 minutes.
15,
If
yeah.
that.
Guitars were done much quicker, within like an hour, I'd probably say.
Not that bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there was a break in between because we did them all, and then there was a couple issues we had to go back
We
and do.
knew I
bits,
made a
but
few mistakes in it, but we sorted it. and then it was just all vocals, pretty much just all vocals.
And a little
And
bit of
we
piano
did some
at the
piano
end
with him.
there.
There's a beautiful man who we might maybe get on the podcast at some point soon.
Beautiful man.
His name's Rob. He's
Lovely
a slightly more mature student than us in many ways than one, but he's what, like
Don't wanna
45?
ask.
How old, Rob?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, anyway,
I don't want to say. He's timeless.
it's priceless.
He is priceless.
Yeah. So, but he's a very, very good pianist, and he helped sort of write
I can't
You-
keep a straight face when anyone says pianist.
because it just sounds like penis.
Rob is a good penis.
Yeah. Okay. Rob's a good penis. Got a good no.
Oh, fucking hell.
Don't go there.
And anyway, he helped the other girl in the group get through the piano as well as adding some of his own. So by the end of the day, it was perfect.
He's just very, very good, isn't he?
He's very good. Yeah,
Like-
very good.
Bit
It's hard to,
Quite
it's hard
jealous
to,
of his
it's hard
skills.
to
To be
say
fair.
much else. He's just really, really good.
He is.
Mm.
He's a multi-talented man.
Yeah, it's a good module.
Most of the way through it now, when you think about it, only got mixing to do.
Most of the way through
Oh,
the year.
Don't say things like that.
Yeah.
It makes it feel
What are
like
we,
we've
week
got-
8 now?
Yeah.
Week 8 assessments are in week 14.
13, 14.
Yeah.
That sort of time. So
A good month and a half.
some
still.
of us are like, well, I think us lot are ahead of the curve. I'm still lacking a little bit on the sound design, but then
That's
The-
purely from your amount of work.
Yeah,
though, and
yeah.
it's not like you've not put in enough time on it. It's just the
I'll
amount.
probably
of
put in
effort
about
you
the
put.
same as you guys on
You
that.
put in more in terms of just hours doing it.
Yeah.
Just because yours is harder, so you need to spend a lot.
But
of
then,
time
like
in it.
the other modules, I think we're all good on pretty much. I've only got drums to do. You've got some more vocals to do because of last night.
I need
done.
I've got to
You've just got to mix.
tune my vocals because we have Melodyne.
Melon
Melon.
down.
Other pitch correction plugins are available, but Melodyne's just really good.
Yeah, it's just better.
Don't
And
buy
we just- we
don't
have-
buy Waves Tune.
It's good. WaveTune's good.
It
if
does
you
the
really
job.
Use it live and
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
afford anything else, but Melodyne's just great.
Yeah.
Auto tune, as in the actual thing, not the actual software, is really good. But again, that's more expensive than Melodyne.
Yeah, it is.
But
Never used
yeah.
it though.
but we've only got that down here in like the 5 studios. Rather
So
than,
yeah,
so
that's
get
something
that
we
done
have to get
tomorrow,
done.
hopefully, and then
Then you're
mix
good
it,
to go. You're ready
then
to
I'm
mix,
just ready
aren't
to
you?
mix, yeah.
So that's all in good stead.
Should be good.
The other 2 modules are all in lesson time. So
Yeah.
we're good. We're good.
Yeah, got a date for our exam now as well.
Yeah, our acoustics exam. We should chat about that and how we feel about exams and stuff because we've all got different takes on that, haven't we? You're not a fan. I
No.
quite like exams.
I neither like or dislike really.
I dislike the concept, and I just don't deal with exams well myself. Those
That's-
are my
that's
two
fair
ways to
enough,
look at
though.
it.
It's fair enough though.
I just think it's unfair.
I think
if you're having
it's-
an NAF day and you go in, it's like for us, it's not like our whole module or our whole year is graded on that one exam.
No, exactly.
So it's not. It doesn't bother me anywhere as near as much.
No,
But it's when
but
it's
it
like
is
GCSE and you do 1, maybe 2 exams for that one thing, and it's like if you're having a
Determines
shit
pretty
day,
much your whole future.
circumstances at home, like it could be anything, and you're just
Mm.
having a really shit day, you just not focused and you do work.
It is true. It's a big issue.
like
it is. It's like it's
just not fair in
it's
that
all
aspect.
that coming down to 2 hours where if you don't perform, you're not going to cut it. When I think coursework is a better showing of what someone can do because you see like multiple aspects of what they can do. You get because they're going to do reports, so you get a good look at their writing and use of language and things like that. They're going to have to do a lot of research, so you're looking at how good they are at researching things and how good they are at sourcing.
I
things,
think
primary
as-
or secondary. Really, I think you just get a better look at more aspects. The exam is just how much can you remember.
Yeah, I think that
Essentially,
coursework as well.
yeah.
Like, so obviously you're supposed to time manage while you're revising an exam, but I've never met one person that revises at the same time every day, every week. Doesn't happen.
No,
it's
you just
always
do
it's
it when you
always you
can.
don't revise for the first bit. You always rush at the end, or most people do, unless you're very
or if you
organised.
start doing the same thing, it slips into just
Exactly, yeah.
Because
But like
lose motivation. Everyone does.
coursework, actually, you do have to, if you want the higher grades, you do have to like time manage all the way through.
It's more
You have
realistic.
to
for
start
work.
early and carry on a pace.
It's more realistic for work.
Yeah, exactly.
coursework.
Yeah,
I get controlled assessment. Like I would say, our kind of studio stuff, apart from the report that we got, right, which is only like 1,000
Yeah.
words. It's not that. It's not really much. It's just a quick document of how we've
No,
done stuff.
that'll go pretty quickly though, really.
But yeah, so that's fairly easy. But the actual thing of everything being done in lesson time or like scheduled lesson time, so we don't have
that's good.
no variables. Controlled assessment, where it's like we've got quite a lot of limitations, like 24 track count,
Yeah.
We've got to do an analog mix where we're not allowed to do anything in the software. We've got to do digital mix where it's only in software, and then hybrid is a bit of
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Got quite a lot of limitations and like restrictions, but I think that's quite good because everyone's on the same page.
Matt's playing Minecraft. Also, the screen's gone off.
Oh, give it a wiggle.
Oh, it's
What
not
a
very good-
disaster.
It's not very good with a trackpad.
I can't imagine it would.
Yeah, fuck
Would be.
that.
If you think about
Can't
from a
imagine it
different
would.
perspective, though, you've got like exams for things like maths, and
Some
I don't know
things
how
it's
you.
hard to
I don't know
do
how you do
coursework
that in
for it, yeah.
coursework. Yeah, that's something that is purely from
I
memory.
just think
I
we should
think
be
I
able to
think
take
that yeah
more
that
in
is
with you
because
Yeah.
maths is
when it's
very.
like lower level GCSE stuff. I think.
Oh,
we should be
yeah,
able to take in
I think a
notes
lot of
GCSE
stuff should
and
be
stuff.
open book and
I think,
GCSE.
but with
Yeah.
maths, it's black or white. It's yes or no. It's 1 or
Mm.
0. It's like you
Yeah.
get the answer or you don't. Or, okay, you get marks for how you've done it along the way and showing your
From doing the A
calculations
levels
and-
though, if you don't 90% of the time, if you get the answer wrong, it's because you just started wrong. You're not using the right technique to get to it.
But
Mm.
even
So-
even so, like sometimes if you're using the right techniques but you get the wrong answer, you'll still get some marks.
Yeah,
Or even if you, I remember at GCSE being like, if you could write down the right formula and things like that, you could get a mark. For
yeah.
that.
You,
So even
you
if
literally, if
couldn't
you write
apply
the formula
it,
down,
Yeah.
yeah.
you could still get something
So
instead
it's
of
like
0.
to answer one question, it'll be like like 5 marks. If you get the right answer, that's only 1 mark.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So it's like
Yeah.
on calculator maths papers, the questions are laid out in the same way as a non-calculator one. So if you just typed everything in and just got your answer, it's only 1 of the 5 marks. You still need to write all the working, even though you've not.
Yeah,
Even though you've done it on a calculator.
and I think as well, even if you want to take a guess, you could take a guess, but then you could start writing down. If you roughly know what it is, you could write down some relevant sort of numbers and information, and you
Mm.
might get a mark or 2 out of that, and that's still again better than 0.
yeah, I agree.
But
Well, we
like
were
with
told for
maths,
our-
I think you either have to have some people it just makes sense and they just do it like you.
Yeah.
Other people can do it, but it takes a little bit more
Like-
understanding. Other people just don't want to know.
I think you're a maths person or not a maths person.
Something I like is what. We've mentioned the name of our module leader and stuff, haven't we, before?
I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
Dave,
Dave.
he'd be more than happy to.
Like he said as well. So there's the way our exam's going to be structured is 6 questions, 5 parts for each question. We can pick 3 like overall questions, so there'll be 15 answers basically. We can pick the 3. Some are more maths based, some are not.
Yeah,
Some are more about it's like PA systems and stuff. Kind of the other thing. We
Yeah,
don't know fully
yeah.
around what kind of thing, but that's
We did it-
a subject area.
we did a practical, didn't we? And a lot
Yeah.
of it's going to be based on just that one session.
Yeah.
Which
But
I think is good because
He said for the maths.
Yeah.
If you at least understand it, write down your understanding, and you might still get a couple marks for it.
Yeah, exactly. You
So
don't
it's
have
like-
to even
you'd
write
be
a number
like,
on the page.
Oh, work out from this power and like directionality factor. Work out the blah blah blah, the blah blah blah, whatever it's going to be.
absolutely.
If you can at least explain in words, if you write one sentence what to do, you might get 1 mark. If you have
Yeah.
nothing better, if you have no other options, you can do that. And he said he'll give you marks if you can at least explain it.
Yeah.
Obviously not nowhere near the same as if you could just do it, but it's quite like it's an exam, but it's quite an informal exam, isn't it? It's an internal exam.
Yeah,
he's marking
exactly.
it.
He's marking
like-
it. There'll be a moderator for a couple of them papers, but it's going to be
Yeah,
another
but-
internal marker. Probably just be another member of that teaches on the music courses here.
Yeah, I think probably. I think so.
Which is probably quite good because when you think about it, like especially when
You're
it
gonna
gets
get the
to a
marks
level like
quicker
this,
as well.
Mm.
if you think about like your GCSE and A levels, they get sent off to the exam board, but like that exam board, they could be marking English papers, maths papers, science papers. They just got correct answers and yours.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Whereas
no
Dave can,
understanding in
like,
between.
and it's an internal that kind of style. He can interpret. Okay, what you said, I'll give you half marks for that or something,
Yeah, exactly.
because he can interpret what you've said, not just like if it's okay, that's not right, you don't get the thing. It's like
Yeah.
okay, I get what you're after. You get 1 out of 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's more a better
I-
way.
I'm
Because he
not-
understands it more.
I'm quite happy with this one as well because we get to take four sides of A4, 2 full sheets of A4 into the exam of anything that we want. You could just draw a load of dicks on it if you really want to, if that motivates you. Motivates Matt.
What am I meant to do with the spare one?
Right.
That one sheet of paper. I don't know what to do with that one.
But yeah,
What we
so-
got? Like, we got the coronavirus again.
yeah, we're going to
Because
chat
it's
about this
just
because this is, I mean,
constantly in the
we're
news.
always going to be a week late on this anyway
Yeah.
because
that's
it's
another-
changing so rapidly, but we're just going to chat about it a bit more.
A lot of things are being either pushed back, postponed, played behind closed doors.
Yeah,
in
there's
terms
like-
of sport.
Yeah.
Like a lot of football matches, I saw that the Champions League, there's a few games that are being played behind closed doors. Man
Yeah.
United are in one
Yeah,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Borussia Dortmund are. Hasn't quite got to that stage in the Premier League yet.
No,
which I hope-
not
I hope
every
not.
single league match will be like that. I don't think.
No,
But-
but they have banned they've banned handshakes at the start of the game, which
Yeah.
makes zero sense if you ask me, because it's like, oh yeah, so you don't shake hands at the start of the game for coronavirus just in case one of the players have got it. Okay, cool, makes sense. What are they doing for the whole 90 minutes? They're brushing up against each other.
Yeah,
They're
lotally.
sweating on each other. They're
Tackling each other,
breathing
like
the same
literally
air.
picking up the ball that they've just picked up.
And then at the end of the game, they go and have a big hug.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Or those few, compared to the size of the crowd, those few people not shaking hands isn't has no effect compared to the amount of people being near each other.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but yeah,
Like-
it's like it would make more sense if they played it in an empty stadium without 70,000 people in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Surely, if it's that
having
contagious,
70,000
then
people in a place, people are gonna there will be just like common colds will spread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Someone's just not feeling too good.
Especially
supposed
if
to
you've
know
got
that someone's got a cold, like-
OAPs and young children. I mean, they're the most at risk from this, really. If there
Yeah.
is really a risk, I mean, it's the mortality rate isn't that high yet. It's only killing people.
It's not
that,
Mm.
great, but it's not.
well,
it's not great.
anything that
any
kills
people
someone,
dying, yeah, it's
Something
bad.
I was
but-
listening. It was when we were talking to during our recording today when I was out having a brownie because
having a brownie,
yeah, had
Not a
little
pot
break, had
brownie.
a brownie.
not a pop brownie. We don't endorse
Definitely
weed.
not a pot brownie.
Oh God, no, couldn't either.
It would kill him.
It
kill
would
me.
kill him. Anyway,
If we've not touched upon that, we'll do that another day.
yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it with Dave and technician and Aaron
Yeah.
chatting about it, and they were saying they release the figures of infection, they release figures of death. They don't release people that are now clear.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
tell
Because
you
when
how
like
many people
Exactly.
9,000
recover.
people got it, but like a couple of weeks ago there might have been 4,000 people. They're like, if it's only got a 2 week, like 2 to
Lifespan,
3
yeah.
week lifespan, there will be that and there's only like 300 dead out of that 9,000 people. There will be like 3,500 people which are just back to work, like fine.
Yeah, back to normal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Like,
And
they're
they're
just
now-
not,
they're
they're
now
not publishing
somewhat
any of
immune as
those
well.
figures, and it's not that you're immune; it's you're more likely to, the kind of way that they see it, because it
more
is a
likely to
weird.
recover,
You're more likely
yeah.
to just be a carrier. If you get it again, you're not likely to get it. You're likely to just carry it.
just carry it. It's just going to be on your
yeah.
person.
So you're most likely not going to feel shit and have the illness again, but you could still transfer.
The
it
end-
to
The end of the
someone else.
day, that compared to the amount of people that die every single day from cancer, flu, suicide, and the other serious things in the country, the fact that like this is getting blown out of proportion and that's never fixed.
It's just a media field day. They absolutely
Yeah,
love
they,
it.
they love to cause
they love,
panic.
They love giving people panic and
Yeah.
making people panic buy and stuff. I mean, it's just always
Mm.
it's always in the news. Like the shelves are getting, oh, there's no fucking food at the shelf. Oh, people are buying up loads of toilet paper, and it's like I really don't get it. And the people who are buying, shed loads of hand sanitizer.
Oh
and it's
god!
just like, great. I mean, your hands could be clean as anything,
But everyone else's won't be.
but everyone else
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
be because you
You're
bought
just
all the hand
ruining
sanitizer,
that, yeah.
and you'd still get it.
The idea of everyone sanitizing and washing their hands is that
Yeah.
everyone does it,
Mm.
not just you.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's kind of selfish in a way. It shows you how selfish some people are.
I know.
But part of it is like people not directly being so. It's people just not thinking.
That is true.
That
That
as
is
well,
true.
yeah.
It was the same with around me, like 2018, about this kind of time, 2018. I think I mentioned it to you before. We were snowed in my village,
Mm.
and I'll give that a wiggle. Keep him going.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We were snowed in my village, and like, yeah, the snow was getting bad. But as soon as people heard about it, like we were snowed for 1 day, and that was the worst in the whole of like my county. Like you could still go out. The police were just at the end of the road and were just like, it's really not a good idea unless you got 4-wheel drive and chains on your tires.
Yeah.
But like you could still go if you had to, but the roads were closed technically, and they'd let you buy if you were in suitable stuff. But like people panic, like that happened for 1 day, and it was really bad. But 4 weeks before, when the snow just started to fall like lightly, like it's been here, it's just snowed
Yeah.
a few days randomly.
People just
Panic buying
Yeah.
everything, because that's when I worked at a supermarket, and everyone just went ballistic.
It's. I just don't.
Like completely running out of bread. Like everyone going completely
Yeah.
nuts and just being like, this person being like, came to me and was like, I feel like I'm going to be mugged because I've got the only loaf of bread that I've seen in the shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people will go, well, not quite mugging, but will take you out something like steal stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Kind of like
why?
Black Friday, isn't it?
Black
that's
Friday's
atrocious.
mental, isn't it? There's just no need for that.
The kind of greed that there is with
It shows the worst out of people.
People
when
just
Yeah.
think
stuff
they
like that.
need stuff on Black Friday. They'll go out with the
Even
mindset
when-
They'll
of
go out of their
even
way
when,
to
uh,
get it, so
I
they can
might want
resell
this in the
it 2 weeks
future. I
later
will
at full
buy it.
price.
Yeah, all that. Yeah,
That's the
reselling.
big one. People
even when
don't need
you-
6
you-
TVs, but they'll sell them on eBay for
Yeah,
double the
yeah,
price
even
later.
when you can get probably the same product at the same price, just a different sale during the year.
Yeah.
Anyway, because
Mm.
that's the thing that I remember reading about is just that the sales aren't any better.
A lot
It's
of
just
people
that
do
it's
like
all-
it's all the time with like you see it on like I don't know. My parents point it out to me, like I don't know why, but it's like if you watch a carpet or like a sofa advert that's on TV,
yeah,
it tells you the 2 previous prices. So say it was $8.99, it's now $4.99.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it was $8.99, then
but then the
$6.99.
price just so it was $8.99, then they run it up to 16,000, like
Oh, yeah,
1,600, and then now it's $4.99. So they put the price up to be like, oh look, and it's bigger than the other one. So it's like,
Yeah.
it wasn't actually not saving that much. Well, it's still a couple, but like not that much.
Hmm.
But then we put the price up, and now compared to it, you're saving £600 instead of 200 or something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
People they'll do that. Every shop knows when Black Friday's going to be. They can do that kind of thing.
It's just
Put
weird.
prices up so they
it's-
drop them
it's
not as
such
far.
It's such a whole like sort of science in a way.
It is, yeah.
You know, it's like how to get people to buy shit and how to get people over. Like chocolate bars, you notice the one there are a lot smaller than they used to be. I mean, I'm not talking like back in 1970s. No, I'm talking literally from when we were children. Like Mars bars are fucking tiny now. Boost bars used to be bigger. I remember Snickers as well and things like that. They all used to be bigger. The one with cereal, they don't. If they're gonna make it smaller, they don't decrease the width. They decrease the depth.
Yeah, yeah.
So
The,
on
the box
when on
becomes
when
thinner,
when they're on the shelf, it looks the same size,
but they just become
Mm.
thinner.
and you
they,
pay the same price, but you're getting less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's smart.
Well,
Uh, and
when you
those-
look at it, if you are that business and you're doing it, you're going to save money or make money. It's like it makes logical sense.
It makes
very
logical
smart.
sense to
And they
them,
make
and
sure
that,
they don't
and the
break any
people that
laws, but it's still just shit.
the people that make those decisions are the people that get to the top in those things. Like you've got to be a little bit heartless to
Yeah.
go and get loads of money like that. I
You do.
think. And
So
it's just the people. That
back
do
onto
it.
Corona, the new James Bond film. If there's any American watchers, James Bond's an amazing film company.
I mean, they're pretty sure people in America would.
I'm
know
pretty sure
about
they've
it.
heard about it.
Are
Yeah.
you sure? Like there was
Yeah.
there was an American guy that came to my high school and he was like, "What's James Bond?"
Oh yeah. So he speaks for the whole of America.
Fuck off.
Was it Donald?
What, Trump?
No.
Oh.
Yes, obviously Donald Trump.
Question mark?
No, they've delayed the James Bond film, haven't they, till November? It was supposed to come out. I
Is
think
that
it was
because of
April.
People swarming cinemas to watch.
That was
it?
because of people swarming cinemas to watch it.
Oh
yeah.
really? Right,
Mm.
okay.
Same
yeah.
thing as the football.
My
and stuff,
mum
I
was
guess.
fucking gutted,
Yeah.
mate.
Like
she was
keeping
so
this massive
gutted.
Oh, I want to
people
see
away.
Daniel with his shirt off.
Literally. Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Oh, isn't
I
he
think
so
it-
sexy?
I mean, she's got teeth.
Why is she 8?
Sorry.
Shaggy.
You're having one of them cigs, Sam.
Oh my
It's
god.
pronounced-
pronounced, it's pronounced Siggy, Mum. All right, you're having one of those Ziggies, Sam.
Oh god.
That's
Oh.
that's Ziggy Stardust.
Ziggy Stars. We could
That's
talk
what
about that last week. This week.
Ah, we didn't pay
Was that what we
attention
were meant to talk
didn't-
about?
Yeah, we couldn't
couldn't be
remember.
asked to look back. To be
No.
honest.
There's not much to say.
We were just going to talk about how Ziggy Stardust became a big meme
I thought
between
we
us.
mentioned it. Ziggy sounds like Siggy. You say Siggy because you want a cigarette. It's funny.
Yeah.
Well, if you
And then
didn't, then
we
you
go,
just summed it up. So we'll
Everyone
move on
summed
from
it up. I'm pretty
that.
sure we said it.
played guitar.
We talked
Oh
about
no, it
David
was
Beans.
it was the line with
Or was it David
but
Beans?
where
who
were the
was doing?
spiders?
But where with the spiders?
Yeah, that one.
That's a good line.
It's a good song.
It's
It's a good song. It's a
isn't
great
it?
song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm worried about the Olympics personally, and the Euros actually.
Oh yeah, the Euros.
The Euros is this time all the way across Europe as well, so you've got like planes,
Yeah,
trains going
yeah.
everywhere, carrying lots of people. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
and I don't want to.
I don't know sports.
The Euros is like the World Cup, but it's just European.
Oh,
Yeah.
European.
European Championship.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I don't know. You said Euros,
But
and I was
this
just like
time,
the currency.
normally it's just in one country, but this time they're doing it all the way across.
Yeah, they're just
Europe.
spreading
Oh,
I think the
out across
final is at
anyone that's in there.
Wembley. So.
Yeah, the final. Yeah,
Wembley.
but I don't know about that one. I think the Euros is going to be a little bit safer than the
The Olympics is in
the
Japan.
Olympics.
I really don't know. I hope neither of them are cancelled though, because that would be a rather boring summer otherwise. There'd be nothing to watch.
Yeah, the
Especially
Euros
for
always
me
brings
dad,
up some good
'cause-
times.
'cause
F1
it pisses me
with no
off.
fans.
F1 as well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's changed.
That'll be all you can watch because they're still going ahead no matter what. It's probably not in China, but the
China's
rest of the
probably
races are
not going to
planned go
happen.
ahead.
Bahrain's
No.
got no fans, but
Go
yeah.
ahead.
I think there'll be a few more that lose some fans as well, probably.
Oh
no
no, we won't
fans.
have the European run with all the fucking Verstappen fans. Oh no.
Oh no, Red Bull
I hate
opening their
them
new
because
track's
they're
not
all-
going to have all their buddies there.
I like Max Verstappen, but I also don't like him.
I quite like him.
He's a great driver.
He's a
Don't get me
very
wrong,
good
but
driver.
like
As a person, he
as a
doesn't.
person, I don't like him.
Fair enough.
He's
Maybe
grown
if I
on
met
me,
him,
but-
I'd like him.
I think
But-
the Olympics are going to have
Understand.
a serious restriction on them to like how many people go. And
There
stuff
already
like
are
that.
massive restrictions like on venue, like here. When it was here in 2012, it
Yeah.
was like
Well, I went
impossible
to one.
get tickets.
Did you?
I went to the football at Old Trafford.
Oh,
It was Brazil versus South Korea. South Korea won.
nice.
Wait, no, Brazil won.
I was
Oh.
going to say South Korea
nice.
won.
No, yeah, I got mixed up because Brazil didn't. Mexico won in the final against Brazil. And Brazil won it. I
Bloody hell.
got to see Neymar. That's pretty good.
Did you?
Yeah, I was
That's pretty
fucking
sick.
miles away, but I got to see
you,
Neymar.
got, you got to see a speck
yeah.
of Neymar.
I just we had a binocular, but it's just one. What is it?
It's a telescope.
Telescope. We had like a telescope, and we had like a
Rangefinder.
phone up against it, so we could see through on the camera. So I saw Neymar.
Oh God!
It's great. I remember literally probably about 20 minutes to go in the game, and some people in front of us were going to get up and start leaving. They were just standing up, and I just remember my dad going, "Can you sit down?"
You just swatted my microphone.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Sorry for
He
that
just
pop.
shouted at these people.
Can you sit down?
It was so funny.
Oh God!
Absolutely brilliant.
On the topic of sport, you could talk about the fact that you're running half marathon, aren't you?
I am
Later in the year.
in October.
Yeah.
The Birmingham Half
Matt's going to
Marathon.
start a Just Giving page.
I am doing it for charity. I haven't decided which one yet. I haven't thought about it too much yet.
I'll give you 50 quid towards it.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be all right.
Yeah.
So I'll see how much I can raise. Probably
Oh, yeah,
Probably 50 quid.
probably 50 quid. Yeah.
There we go, 100 quid.
I didn't mean for that. I just meant just to pay him just being my friend.
Okay. 100 quid profit. Stonks.
Stonks.
50 quid profit.
Donks.
It's actually, you're running it for the charity of
The Stonk Exchange.
Pennington.
Stonk.
The Stonk Exchange. Jesus. Yeah. What's your training plan on? What are you going to do?
Just run
Get
a
yourself
lot.
ready. Oh, really?
Run a
Yeah.
lot until you're better at it.
Yeah, run a lot until I can run 13 miles. Hopefully.
Oh, I think you need some cigarettes.
I definitely don't need any shiggies.
No.
Because it's just going to make my lungs worse, and I don't think I need that.
Mate, it's just helped me through life. It's the biggest lie.
It halted your growth.
It's all really halted. Have you seen the fight to my mum? There.
She's a lady.
Still small.
Yeah, it's... You're male.
And you're small.
Moving on.
So most days at university, it opens with, "Oh, Sam, did you know that you're short?" And it ends with, "Oh, see you later, short boy."
Oh no, it doesn't. It's not like that. It's just like there'll just be an awkward silence, and then me or Matt will just be like,
It's because you're short.
Mostly you,
and they'll be-
actually.
it's made-
Yeah, mostly you.
hold
I just
back.
like,
Yeah.
you'll like, yeah. You occasionally,
Yeah.
it's mainly me because I find it really funny. I don't know why. It's not the fact that you are sure that I find funny. It's just that it annoys you. Classic
Yeah.
bullying.
That doesn't annoy me that much.
It's not because I've
Start the
genuinely,
bullying 2020.
but it's just I don't know.
Oh my
just
God,
like, it's funny. Sounds short.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not actually. I was going to say 2020
is.
is
It is
2K, but it's not. Screen's gone
No,
off
it's
for it.
Oh.
it's
You need
2K20.
to sort your settings out,
2K20.
love.
I know. I'll try and do it for next time.
What do you mean try and do it? It's
You
like
either do
one
it or not.
setting.
It's a long haul, man.
Do you not have it set where it's plugged in and it doesn't go off? 'Cause I have
No.
it if it's plugged in, it doesn't go off, and if it's unplugged after
See,
like 20
that
minutes.
would be smart, Jordan.
I'm not very smart though.
You're smart, but also
really
Just no
stupid
common
really
at the
sense.
time.
No
stupid
common
common
sense at
sense.
all. Yeah.
3 hours into like recording a song, and you're like, Sam, have you named the project and saved it yet? Oh no.
You can name these
Oh, I
projects.
haven't.
The best one was when you were like, oh yeah, I saved. You realised, and you were like, oh yeah, I saved it. You hit like Command S to try and do it sneakily, but then the save as window popped up, and you were like, yeah, I hadn't saved it. And you just typed in the name.
Whoops.
And then from now on, you're
You
just
are
like, no.
Just
now
not,
you're like,
not a very organised
You are
person.
very bad for things like that. Really bad.
That's your one flaw in the studio. Your main, pretty much your one problem is
You
just
just don't name anything.
shit. Don't save it.
And you're like, you'll name
I'm so
it. You'll
okay
name
with
it
it as
like,
well. I'm
The
always
only
like, that's
time we have to
fine.
use auto like saves and recovery shit is because you don't save
Pretty
it and
much.
it crashes.
And you'll save something. It'll come up like save as untitled number 3465, and you're like, yeah. And then when you can't
just doesn't
find it,
bother
you're
me.
like, oh, where is it? You're like, I saved it.
I
You're
don't
like,
even mind though. I don't even mind. I'll change one day.
You won't.
I won't.
The day you get tall is the day you'll change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
keep
never know.
saying- I keep saying,
Males do not stop growing until they're 21. I am currently 19 and a half years old.
Good luck with that then.
You've got a
I,
lot
I,
growing
I
to
keep,
do
I
in a
keep
year and a
thinking
half.
I'll
haven't you?
wake up one day and you'll just be 9
You'll come
foot.
back for the third year and I'll be like,
Peppa Pig height.
all right, boys.
9 foot.
7'1".
Yeah.
You'll be 9 foot and you'll be like, what happened, Sam? He's like, what? What's
Nothing's
different?
changed.
Nothing's changed.
Small
Right.
Siggy boy.
There he is, rolling a fucking like tree as a cigarette.
Rolled in a tree.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god.
So next we got the beans and beer pint for can.
Oh, this is when we went for a.
We went
For the
for a
pub
bev
earlier, yeah. We
before.
went for a
Do you want to know an
beverage.
interesting fact? We can't see how long we are because you've got this in bars and beats.
Yeah, I saw
Oh!
that and I had to guess.
We can't tell how far through we are.
That's not good. Oh well, I'm sure we're
Oh,
fine.
40 minutes.
40 minutes. You changed it.
Yeah, I changed it.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, this
Oh,
has been
40
a
minutes
long
have gone
time.
Down the hole already.
Yeah,
Jesus.
we went for a beverage earlier and we were having a chat. Was it your idea originally about would you rather? I
Oh
can't
no,
remember.
it started
yeah,
off as
well,
not
well,
a would
this
you
is- this
rather.
is-
It
this is-
started off as like an issue and then like a great
well,
idea.
Let's bring in the would you rather, and if you want to get involved with this, leave a comment. The would you rather that every time you eat some beans, you have to have a pint of beer, or every time you have a pint of beer, you have to eat a tin of beans.
Originally we thought, oh, that's the same thing, but it's not because it's like, oh, you might have beans on toast in the morning, but then you've got to have a
You've
beer.
got to have a pint.
And it might be is that
But
more
then
convenient than if you go on a night
if
out
you
and
go
you've
out
got
on
to
a
take a
pub
bag
crawl
for the tins
and
of
you
beans
literally have
with
to take a rucksack with 12 cans of beans in, and go up to the bartender in every pub and be like, "Have you got a can opener?" And they're like, what for? And I'm like, well, you see, every time I buy a pint of beer, I have to drink a can of beans.
Yeah.
Drink, eat.
Bit of both,
can mix
innit?
them together, yeah.
Could you imagine, like, you're at the
What
club,
if you put
you're
the
on
beans in a pint glass? Is that both?
Well, no,
Oh,
you
yeah,
still gotta
that's-
drink the beer though.
It's a pint of beans.
Yeah, but if you drank
No.
the beer
Then you gotta have a
halfway
tin of
down,
beer.
It's gotta be
drank
beer,
half
mate.
the bean, or you ask for
A straw.
a cocktail shaker and just shake the beans and the beer together.
That's
That's
gonna be
a-
viscous.
That's horrible.
It'd be thick, wouldn't it?
Yeah. See,
What were you-
I think what would be funny is like going onto the dance floor at the club and you see everyone else there with their drinks just vibing, and you're there just
With your
Shoveling in
your
beans.
you're absolutely swinging, just
You've got your spoon and your
shoveling
beans.
in beans.
Sure, absolutely swinging.
Yeah, you're just dropping beans all over the
Every
floor,
time.
and you've got a
Slipping all over the place. That would be like
bean juice.
bean juice is like
Oh
the
my
worst.
God.
Like when you're pouring out a tin of beans and just that little bit at the start,
And it's
just
just
like straight out.
Well,
and
it's all just like
it's just a thin, more orange ketchup, isn't it?
yeah,
essentially, not quite as sweet.
it's not quite as
Yeah.
sweet as ketchup is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sugar in ketchup.
There's a lot of sugar in ketchup. It's crazy. I really like
Same as
ketchup.
tomato puree, isn't it?
Tomato puree is thick.
It is.
It's tomato puree is probably one of the most useful things I've ever used in a kitchen.
After a saucepan.
after a knife.
I
Yeah.
like to fry my bacon in.
Yeah. That's my
in-
spatula. It's the other end. I'm just like,
Yeah, when you get
Oh, we
halfway
need-
through
oh,
the
we need
tomato
more.
puree and the end's flat, you just use
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It'd be
Oh
a
my
really
God.
good kind of like.
I remember having a
Pancake
spatula,
flipper.
wouldn't it?
I remember having a leak
Spatula.
in one that I bought, so I just held it like that and was slowly sliding down it, and then I just looked at me, I
Oh,
was like,
it's like
I'm
slits on
bleeding!
the side. Yeah, yeah.
And then I
love
was like,
that.
oh, there's just a little tear in it, so every time I squeeze it, it just went.
I love it when that
It's
happens
like-
because you can squeeze it and just do it really hard and it will go fucking meters.
It's,
Like
it's
you
the
can,
kind of
like
it's the force being pushed through that tiny little gap, and it's just like
oh,
whoa.
it's so
Did you ever
entertaining.
do
though.
the thing at school? So you know the little shitty packets of like ketchup and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You put it on the ground, and then you stamp on
stamp
one
on it,
end,
yeah.
and it, yeah.
Used
with
to
yogurts,
do it with
fruits.
milkshakes. in the little bottle,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and you jump on that, or you could jump and then you get your other foot and twist off the cap, and it would.
Yeah,
fire off
that's the
into
one that we used to
distance.
do. That's the one that
Oh,
we used
there
to do.
was a kid at my high
I've
school
got a story for that.
in year 7 that was so. Seems to be a thing. I don't know if it made it up here, but all the high schools around like my way, you didn't have like they had like a fizzy drink, and it was like flavoured, and it was called Suso. Did you have that up here?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
you
I know
never had
Suso.
to
Yeah,
play
yeah,
for
yeah.
Liverpool.
anything, but you'd have cola flavoured Suso.
I know what you mean.
It's
It
like,
was
like a
an
crap alternative.
it was an off-license thing around here.
Oh right, yeah. We had it in the fucking like canteen.
No, we weren't allowed fizzy drinks. We were allowed water,
And
room
Fang
temperature
Bang was
milk,
Cigarettes.
cigarettes.
So yeah, there
Good
was
old
one,
Stoke
this one
City.
kid every day without fail. Only in year 7 because he didn't make it into year 8 because he's a fucking twat.
Wow.
What do you mean
okay.
he died? He didn't make it.
Yeah, he got murdered. No, he just
Whoa.
he got expelled for beating people up. He was just a twat. But you'd see him coming. You're like,
Why?
oh no, here he fucking comes. He'd just grab this can, shake it up, and yeet it into the sky, and everyone would be like, "Fucking
Didn't
hell!"
you throw
Everyone
it-
would just part ways. It would
Didn't
land.
you
there'd be
throw
an
a can
explosion.
of like an age drink down your stairs in your house last year? So like
Yeah,
you'll
we did.
you'll be like, what a cunt! Why would he do that? And then
Well, no, that was like outside and like shards of metal exploding, like a proper explosion.
instead of this
This one
time you
wasn't
did
the
it in your
same.
rented student house.
Well, no, it was it was the beginning of first year, so and you'll know, they had like the orange boxes in your room when you came in. It had,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
an energy drink,
yeah.
some random other leaflets, and like some free
Had like a boost in
pasta
there.
and stuff, and like a chocolate bar and stuff. I had an energy drink in it, and we were like, oh, this is pretty shit. And I don't know why, but me and my mate Ben were just fucking around with it. Because he shook it up, I think, and then we're like, oh, it's like a grenade. We kept bouncing it on shit. I don't know why. Oh, it's because we had like wooden beams along those like skylights that were really high up.
Oh,
There was,
right,
like
yeah.
wooden beams just to support it and bouncing. And then we bounced it on like a plug socket. And I was like, oh, that's not safe because electricity or something. And then bounced it on like the fire alarm button.
Oh yes, safer.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, much safer, but it's a lot. It's not as deep. So if the plug was like that, it was like that. So it landed. It just went. It was at the top of the stairs. You've been to the houses, haven't you?
Nope.
I did.
Oh.
I came to yours
Yeah.
last year.
Well, it was at the top, right at the top of a flight of stairs. It's quite easy to imagine, actually. And then it tumbled, but like,
Fucking hell, mate. You're asking a lot of me here.
but the stairwell
imagine
goes all the way up
stairs.
2 stories. The
Right,
whole
yeah,
way down.
yeah.
It's just a big gap because there's
Yeah.
nothing above it. So there's just a massive wall either side. So this thing, it fell, it bounced down the stairs, and it went like that, spraying it
Oh
on
my
the wall.
God.
And then it got to the bottom. We were just like, ah! And then just looked at it, and it was just fizzling away on the floor. And we're like, at that point, we lived with someone who was quite the clean freak, and we were like, oh shit, she's gonna fucking murder us. So we were there, ran in my room, got cloths that I usually use for cleaning guitars. We were wiping the walls best we
Oh
could.
my
We
god.
went mad
Jesus.
because she was like, she's out with her family. She's gonna be back in like, oh shit, she's meant to be back. And like, he was like, oh, mum's coming home, man. That kind of thing.
Jesus.
And it was like, I've not done the chores. So we cleaned it up best we could. And then like literally like a week later, she was like, oh, probably need to get not campus control, but like
Res
Res
Life.
Life over to look at that. I think there's some damp or something up there. And we looked later and we're like,
Oh, that's terrible.
that's
That
just a
is.
bit bad.
Bloody hell.
Like, yeah, oh, that's bad. We thought, oh no. We looked at it and was like, oh, it's just like sticky residue from
From Conk.
mechanics. I don't know what we did with the other one. We did something with my one because that was his. We had a spare one. I don't know what
Oh,
we did with
nice.
mine.
You had another one for when you
I
were
think it was from when we
planning your next
playing the next
energy
incident.
drink fiasco.
Yeah, I think I drank it probably.
I had a few
Red Bull.
kind of stories like that from school. I remember once just walking through some double doors, and this is again coming back to the milkshake thing where you jump on it and it will fire the cap
Swat,
off.
yeah.
And I was just coming out these
Oh,
double
yeah.
doors, and as I came out, some like I was in like year 11, year 10, some like year 7 just jumped on one, and I got covered completely head to toe in strawberry milkshake.
I mean, there's worse things to be covered in.
Like shit.
But
In the
shit,
grand scheme of things, strawberry
Generic.
it was
milkshake's
not
not terrible.
fun. It smelled nice
It
for
is
all of
milk,
5
though,
minutes,
isn't it?
and it
It
was
is
Yeah,
just
it's
not
milk.
nice.
So like you
That
have
shit's not
instead
washed
of milk
fast,
smelling
it's-
bad from the start and getting worse, it smells good from the start and gets worse.
I don't remember what happened to the kid. I don't remember if he apologised or what, but I was a prefect, so I was no way I was going to beat him up for any reason why.
I'm glad I wasn't the only prefect. Were you a prefect too?
Oh fuck no.
Oh,
mate.
just me and you, mate.
I expect you to be like, "Ooh, I'm head boy."
Jordan.
You're like calling the head teacher Phil.
Right, Phil. No, I can't remember.
I got another one as well. I
Can't
mean,
remember
we're
our
out
teacher's
on
name.
we're out at
It's
school.
Scottish as fuck though.
Scottish.
Like,
I had a Scottish
like
science teacher who was
Glaswegian
great.
can't understand the word he said. Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
Bloody hell.
Like
same.
proper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Mine was a
Mr.
paedophile.
Riley.
Oh,
Well, when I was in year 7, halfway through the year,
Look at that.
the head teacher disappeared, and then 3 weeks later, my parents were like, "Oh, what happened to your head teacher? Because we think we saw someone that looked just like him in the news." And I was like, "What do you mean?" They brought out the Sentinel, which is the local newspaper in Stoke, and there he
it
was.
tells you all the best place to get ciggies.
It's like 8 years jailed.
Beer.
Oh,
It's touching
only 8 years.
Yeah, it's fuck
That's
all in
quite
it.
light.
It's very light, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's really light.
Yeah, it was kids in year 7 and 8. So it was
Oh,
all my
shit.
mates. Surprisingly, they all left at the end of that year and didn't come back.
We didn't
so
really have anything like that in school, but we had for some reason around. There was like every year there was an announcement about a different white van man.
oh, we had
So like someone
always had
like,
a new white van man that was
like
stealing
every
It
kids.
year.
never really happened at mine. I don't remember.
like almost
that.
every year. There
I
was a
Who's my
different
dad?
one.
Sorry,
wanted to shout his name.
he won't watch this far in. It's okay, we're in the clear.
He's passed
Oh,
out
yeah.
right now.
We had one that
He's
there
in your
was,
room yelling at you as we speak.
Yeah, I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off. No, Dad, I dare you to turn that Wi-Fi off, Dad. Oh God.
we had one. We had this. This police officer who came in every so often to talk to us about like safeguarding in the internet, and it turned out that he was just a huge nonce.
What, the officer?
Yeah, which was really,
Well, that's bad,
really
isn't
quite
it?
bad.
That's,
I was like,
that's as bad as a
he's
head
been
teacher.
to my
yeah.
school. Like,
Pedo.
Literally, like
Jesus.
he told me not to be a nonce. Well, all along he was the one who was the nonce.
Oh my God.
Literally, I was like, that was bad, man. That was really quite bad. You know,
They're everywhere, man.
I hope not, but it's a sad
Someone
reality
that
we
I
live
work
in.
with, I won't name names because I don't think she'd want to be named. But she said that she's just found out that the person that lives next to them, scream, she's got a 4-year-old kid.
Oh no.
And she's just
I
found
mean,
out that
oh
the
no,
bloke
that
like,
she's got. I don't mean oh no that she's got a 4-year-old kid. That just means
Oh, no,
the
how
next door
tragic.
neighbour is a nonce, but
he is very excitable. He's very energetic.
What the neighbour?
what the nonce?
Both.
That's
But anyway,
so bad.
two doors away.
No.
She found out the other day it got declared like released. They have to release it after a little while, don't they?
Yes.
That he's a paedophile, and like he hasn't hardly left the house since, and she's proper. She will not let him out into the garden or anything else. Her son, because it's
God.
it's fucking
It's
frightening, isn't it?
scary.
Two doors away. Like it's like a cul-de-sac, so he can literally see into her front room.
That's bad.
So like, it's just not something that you want to watch.
And you don't want to be like sat inside all day with the curtains shut.
No, you can't.
living
You don't
in
want
fear.
to. You don't want to live
No.
like that. But obviously,
We also don't want the alternative.
I mean, I don't have a kid. I don't know, but I'd imagine that like that's it. That's all
It's
the
probably
fences
one
are
of the
there. then.
scariest
Yeah.
things, like,
Mm,
not fun.
not
No.
nice.
Not fun.
Is there anything else we want to touch upon? I see that you've wrote down Siggy. Does that mean I can go for a fag?
No, you're definitely not.
Oh.
You gotta wait
No.
for that.
I
Joking.
remember once last semester I was just like I took all your
You took all my
off
tobacco
you
and I was so depressed.
and all your filters and your lighters.
You
and
didn't take my
everything, all your
lighters.
Papers. I don't think I took your lighters, but I
No.
took everything else.
I gave them to you, being
You
like,
gave
"I'll
them
quit
to me.
smoking."
I
and then
remember you
like
being
5
like-
minutes later you were like,
Can I just have a
Thanks, mate.
Siggy?
I
I was
remember
like,
you
no.
being about like 2 days into that, maybe. You
No.
hadn't yet
and then
bought
you went,
tobacco.
I've gone
Yeah.
and bought
No,
tobacco.
it was the next morning.
It was the next morning. It
was
was,
the
like,
next
it was
morning.
that next evening, I think.
And then-
we were in here,
and then I
you
actually-
just were a complete cunt the whole time I was recording drums.
No,
you were so
it
agitated.
was the night that Matt took it off because we were in Emma before we came back here. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I just want to go home. But when I
Right,
actually
okay.
bought the tobacco the next day, I threw it away before the next time I saw you, and then I did quit for like a month and a
You
half.
did quit for a bit.
was like
then
a
you
month
moved
and a
on
half,
to
yeah.
vaping for a bit.
It just doesn't work for me, man. And then now I don't really smoke at home,
You cut
Hardly.
down a lot more.
and I just smoke at the
there was
studios,
a point
man.
that where we,
Just
whenever
smoke at
we
the
played a
studios.
game, you would go out every
It was like every half an hour. Yeah.
Whereas now it's like maybe once in a whole night.
Yeah,
I've
pretty
really
much.
Gone maybe twice
Um,
for you the whole evening. Like,
but-
late,
But most of it's just at uni. Kind of enjoy having them at uni as well because it gives you a break from working all the
it is
time.
quite useful.
Otherwise,
It
you,
is useful
yeah.
in a work environment
it's
as
like-
well because
for
if
us when
you-
it's mixing, it's actually quite useful
Yeah.
because it gives us a break. every
also I
half
do
hour to an
9-hour
hour.
shifts, and unless I have like a smoke, I don't get like breaks.
I know that
You
was the
don't
way
get a
when I
break in
used
those
to
now,
when I
so
used to
you-
work at a pub. It'd be like if you asked to go out for a cigarette, it'd be fine. But if
Literally
you
every
asked
hour.
to just, oh, can I go stand outside for 5 minutes?
They'd be like, what?
Which is literally what you'd be doing if you weren't having a cigarette.
Yeah,
And it'd be like, no, you can't do that.
exactly.
You
Mm.
should be working. It'd be like,
Yeah.
but so and so's going out for every
Hot hour.
hour for
Pretty
a
much,
cigarette
yeah.
for 5 minutes. So if they work that out, 8-hour shift, they're taking out 5 minutes every hour. 5
Yeah.
times 8, 40 minutes. So they're getting an extra hour's work. They're getting
Extra
paid
pay.
for that hour when they've only worked for 20 minutes of it. Yeah,
Mm.
it adds up.
There
It's
is-
true, and I think
yeah.
there is like a discrimination in that in certain industries. Like some industries are really good with it, but like pub industries, if you've worked in a pub, then you'll probably know that like you don't really get breaks.
No,
You
Like
get a break when there's not many people in. You're not doing much work.
and you still like I've never
still doing
ever.
stuff.
I mean,
though.
you don't get like, okay, you can go on break now. I mean, it's just your break is there's not many people in.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's a quiet
I mean,
day is your
I
break.
don't think even when
rather
it's
than,
quiet,
go
I
take 20
still.
minutes for lunch. You don't.
Yeah,
get
no,
that.
you don't get that.
You just got to try and eat. If it's a quiet day,
You
it's
can
not
eat
that
then,
bad,
yeah,
But if
but
it's busy, you're
yeah, you
like,
shagged.
you just got to try and fit
Shagged
it
it,
in.
mate.
There's plenty of times where I've done 10, 11-hour shifts done. I did Christmas Eve at my place. A lovely lady that I work with sadly was very ill and couldn't do the morning shift, so I had to get there for like 8:30 in the morning, and then I worked through till 10 at night on Christmas Eve, and it was
Jeez.
like disgusting to work.
Yeah.
I spent Christmas Day pretty much in bed.
Fair enough.
Worth it for the money though, time and a half
Not
on a
bad.
supervisor's wage.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Very good money.
You used to get double for bank holidays and things like that.
It's only Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve
I
that we
left
get
the
double.
supermarket at the right time because it was originally double for every Sunday. Just if you did
Every
Sunday.
Sunday?
Every fucking Sunday.
What the hell?
Because it was Sunday hours, so it was like it was from 7 till midnight a normal day, but Sunday was from 11 till 4. So it was a shorter shift, and the same people kind of did it. which
You got
wasn't that
double
fair.
pay 7 till midnight?
No, normal pay for that, and then on Sunday and that was every day, but Sunday was only from 11 till 4,
Oh, right, okay.
and then that was double time.
Is
Then it
that-
went
is that
down to
just the
half,
whole time
and that
that
was
the
for bank
place is
holidays
open?
as well. Then they dropped it to time and a half, and people were like, that really sucks. But most places do time and a half and not that. And then now, as far as I know, it's dropped to time and a quarter. So there's no incentive for people to do it. So every time I go back, they're always like, "Oh, I struggle on these days," because there's no incentive. When it was time and a half, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I might have worked whatever this week, but I'll do 8 hours because it's the same as doing 12.
Yeah.
But there's no incentive when it's like if you do that, and I thought that was really shit.
I've never,
And
apart
their reasoning
from-
why was because people weren't picking up shifts, and I was like, well, don't give them less incentive to pick up extra
Yeah,
shifts.
yeah.
'Cause it's not going to do fuck all.
Yeah, I suppose everything is maximising profits. It's less money spent on labour.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why I can't go
especially if
back
it's every
from
week.
holidays.
Because like for me, it'd be like they'd only be dishing out double money, like when it was a bank holiday or Christmas or
It's
something
literally
like that.
Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve because when you work in a pub and like it's a sort of a student-run pub, pretty much, isn't it? Like there's
We've got a lot of students there.
out of 8, out of 11 people that work there, 8 are like my age, pretty much. My
Yeah.
age and like a couple of years in between. But like,
Hi, boy.
Oh,
all
me too,
tired.
man.
It's been a
I'm
long day.
knackered. It's been a long day.
but like, oh, I forgot what I was saying.
Talking about 8 people student run.
Yeah, so like, because of that, everyone wants Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve off.
Understandable.
But those are like 2 days of the year
Best
that
days
people
to
care
work.
about, and that's it. But they only give us a time and a half for those 2 days. Like,
Mm.
I've never had a job before that they pay time and a half. Not even McDonald's, mate.
McDonald's, they pay you in Big Macs.
They do.
Oh, you can't
they
eat
literally
anymore. Sorry. Guess you're not getting paid
Oh,
then.
no paid.
No.
Oh, you want to get sent home? No, sorry.
Noticing a lot of like jobs for like what we would kind of end up doing at this point alongside uni, or like when we go back, like me and you go home and stuff. A lot of them I found like pay has been either cut or is less. Like, I've got a pretty good deal when I go back,
Yeah, you're.
but
Quite
like
good on you.
if I was trying to go back to supermarket every time,
Mm.
well, one, they won't have me apart from over summer, and I get less pay because they put me up to a decent amount because they're like, we'll give you an extra bit because you're a student and you're saving. Well, they're
Mm.
really nice, and then an extra bit because you've gone past just your 6 months, whatever. And I was like, oh, great, I'm on a really good wage here. And then it was like, oh, if you come back, you'll be on minimum. And I was like,
Mm.
not quite.
Minimum is not fun.
No. And it's like, but if you're there for 6 months, you go up to living wage. But it's like, I wouldn't be there for 6 months, so I wouldn't get anything. It just wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
This living wage still isn't a lot.
Oh, you just
Living
can't
wage
get a
is
job.
money. Yeah, you
When
really
I go
struggle when
home.
you go home, don't you? Because like, well, you're not there for very long, so
That's the problem. It's like I come from the village and town that I live in. It's not a huge student population that go away, and there isn't any sort of university
Nobody pay
there,
attention.
so there isn't like an absence of student workers over the summer because there's
Yeah.
colleges there, and like people who
Mm.
go to college tend to live near the college, so they can still
Same
do their
kind
job
of thing
over
around
summer.
me, I guess. To be honest, people get to like college age, they can drive because around me it's lots of little towns and villages. So
yeah,
being
everyone
able to
around you
drive is a
sort of needs to
massive
drive.
skill
Yeah,
around me. Like my parents took me to and from work until I could drive,
yeah,
which when I look back on it was like that's surprising. Like that was very helpful because if I had to work and get there myself, it would have been
impossible.
like £8 on buses every
Yeah.
day, which would have been an hour and a half to work
Yeah,
at the beginning.
Kind of feels a bit embarrassing though, isn't it? Getting picked up from work by your parents.
Oh, my mum would pick me up on a Wednesday evening because I kind of had set hours, which was all day Saturday and then Tuesday, Wednesday evening, like around college, and then when I had spare time, do extra.
yeah,
And my mum would pick me up on Wednesday in her bright pink unicorn onesie in the empty car park with all the lights on in the car. so I
yes,
could see
mate,
her.
yes, mate.
But everyone that was on in those 2 evenings was just fucking great people, and I kind of miss them. They're really
That's
good.
what I miss.
Like,
Like,
they were chill as fuck.
miss working at Mackey's because there would always be, if you were like on a 5 o'clock till 1 in the morning shift, the people on that shift, like on a Thursday night and a Friday night and a Saturday night, were just like some of the funniest people that I've ever met. Like the level of you guys funny, just never laughed so hard in my life. So, that's probably like I just miss the people from McDonald's.
God, we've got our own level, boys.
You got a level.
Yeah. Where are we at?
We're an hour-ish.
Oh,
We're 1 hour 2 minutes, and we're all falling asleep from
Yeah.
the long day.
Yeah, it's been a long
not
day
the most
now.
interesting episode, I don't think. But
It's been about 12
Oh,
hours
we've had
so far.
we've
been
had
12
some
hours in the
we've had some
studio,
nice
haven't we?
12 hours
content
just
in here.
here. Yeah.
12 hours here.
Pretty much 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's been a long one. Yeah.
Just before we go, do you want to see Matt's socks this week? There's no point in seeing ours. Pretty boring. He's got
Do you want me to zoom in, or you want to get
no. He's got
closer?
it. He's got it. He's got Pac-Man socks on.
I just got some stripes.
That was horrendous.
That
That
was
was so
horrendous.
elegant, mate.
yeah.
Look great.
I'm not flexible.
Me neither, man.
You were jumping up a wall earlier.
I was trying to.
Did
I
a
was
pretty
trying
good
to. I was
job.
trying to get. Oh man, I was trying to hit this like. There was like a fucking white bit. I was trying to hit it, but it was just a little bit
The
out of my reach.
screen's gone off as well.
There's this
It's
fucking
just
white
ascending
bit.
now at this point.
Oh, hang on. I've got an idea.
What?
Because we always end up with John
You
getting
gonna load
angry
the
at
previous
Raid
one or
Shadow
something? You're
Legends.
just gonna call him.
No, I'm gonna try and ring him.
I'm gonna
but
try
he
and ring
can't
him.
Speak, mate.
Right, me and you will carry this on for a little while. Right, while he rings John.
No, it's alright. I'll get.
You got him? Is it gonna work? We're gonna manage John on the podcast.
Probably gonna be quiet.
We're gonna have to scream.
Is that as loud as
Come on,
that?
John. Don't let us down. John!
John.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
You alright, mate?
Wagwan.
We need something from you.
Could we just get your opinion on Raid Shadow Legends, please?
Well. I fucking hate it. Like, honestly, you see the ads and you're like, yo, that might be a pretty fun game, and you get that free shit, but then you download it and you're like, yo, this is actually really fucking boring. It's got, like, no gameplay. It looks like it would be like Warcraft. Like some classic Warcraft gameplay, nice little